Hi everyone, welcome back to Lessons, Topics, and Questions with your artist host, Peter Bell. I hope everyone is doing really well. Everything has been going really well on my end, thanks be to God, and I wish the same for everybody else out there. I want to thank you for your patience, and I know I've been a little late in posting my upcoming vids, but I've been a little bit busy on the side. But I have a topic that I've been wanting to discuss with you. I just didn't think about it until now. So I thank you again for your patience, and I hope you've enjoyed the last two videos that I previously have posted. And before I get into the topic, I just want to wish, since June is Pride Month, I just want to wish all of my LGBTQ brother and sisters out there a happy Pride Month and many more. June of every year is very important to us, especially to our community. Okay, so that being said, I think we should go right into the topic. Our topic for today is graffiti. Now, I think we're all too familiar with it, but because we see it all the time. We have been seeing it throughout the years, and if not years, we've probably been seeing it throughout every decade. But I want to get in depth with you, and I'll try to make this as fun-filled as I can for all of you in my audience. Okay, so here's the question. What is graffiti? It is the writing, drawing, scratched, scrawled, or painted on a wall or the surface in public view without permission. And here's a couple of other questions. Is graffiti considered art, or is it more of a form of vandalism? Does graffiti have a place in the art world? Should graffiti be illegal in some or all places? Okay, so those are the questions. Now, let me get into the answers. And my perspective on how I view it, I'll put it this way. I hate graffiti. I always have, and I don't like it, and I will never be a fan of it. And living in New York City, you're bound to find graffiti on any wall of any public place, no matter where you go in the city, no matter what borough you just happen to be, in, whether you live in it, whether you work in it, whether you're passing through it, you're bound to go past a wall that has something, that has a piece of graffiti that is distasteful in your eyes or to the eyes of anyone that just happens to walk past it. But it's not just on buildings, it's on vans, it's on commercial trucks, it's on, like I said, it's on abandoned buildings, it's on boarded up, it's on boards where you see those signs that say post no bills. You're bound to find it anywhere. And to go back to those questions, is it a form of art? Truthfully, I don't appreciate graffiti as being a form of art. I consider it to be a form of vandalism. Now, it's a very hot topic, and there's still a lot of debate on whether it should be protected under First Amendment right for being freedom of expression, or whether it should be penalized and should be, what's the word I'm looking for? It should be deemed as a criminal, it should be deemed as a criminal act. Personally, I don't believe that it should be illegal in all places. I do believe that it should be illegal is if somebody vandalized a building that is owned by someone, and if it's private property, and if you vandalize a wall that says private property, that says private property, and that they don't want no one coming near the building or whatever it happens to be, and you vandalize it, and there's a sign that says it clearly, and if it also says like no writing, no writing, no drawing, anything like that. And if you do vandalize it, then I do believe that you should face some consequences for it. Clearly, when you had violated somebody's property, and even if there is a law against violating private property where you just scribble on the building itself, I do believe that there should be consequences for that. But should the consequences be extremely harsh? No, I don't think so. I don't think that there should be extreme penalties for vandalizing somebody's property, whether it be private or not, if you're going to put graffiti on it, especially if it's on a street like New York City. But I don't believe it should be illegal in all places, because wherever I go in the city, whether I'm passing through Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, or wherever it is, and if I just like happen to see a wall that has like a beautiful mural painted on it, like as if it's a landscape, or if it's the Manhattan skyline itself, or if it's figures of people in it, I believe that that should be protected, and that would not be considered a form of vandalism, because that's actually a form of art. Maybe the community actually paid the artist to put his or her work on the building, so that it could be seen, and it could be like maybe that this is a charitable event, we're spreading like art through the community because we're looking to raise charity. That I can understand, and that should not be illegal. I don't believe that art or graffiti should be illegal in all places. I just believe that there should be consequences if somebody sprays something on a wall, and where there's clearly a sign that says no trespassing, no drawing, no scribbling of any nature. So that takes care of that. But does it have let me see, going back to the other questions, does it have a place in the art world? Again, there's a lot of debate on that, of whether it does actually have a debate in the art world. And I just happen to be going through old clips from New York City, like back in the 80s and even in the 70s. And for those that are watching, you probably remember graffiti was on vandalized subway trains, and that there was a 5 long-year battle to get graffiti off the subway, because it was basically like everything that I've been talking about. It was vandalism. When people see graffiti, they tend to get afraid, because when you see graffiti, it also thinks about you're basically like in a high crime ridden area. So I can understand the perspective on that. But does it have a place in the art world? I really, again, there's a lot of debate on that, and I really can't say I know for sure, but there have been galleries that I've seen these old clips of, where graffiti artists have done very well, like marketing their artwork through graffiti. So maybe in some retrospect, it does have a place in the art world. I tend to think differently, but then again, the debate still continues. And of course, there's the war on graffiti still continues to happen to this day. And wherever you go, it doesn't matter wherever you go in New York, or wherever you go, even in this world, you're always going to pass by a building that is vandalized, or you're going to see a truck or a van that is covered in graffiti. It doesn't mean that we have to look in the direction of where we see it, but we can always turn the other cheek to avoid it. And of course, that's the price that's one of the prices that we have to go through when we live in a country or like America, where we live in a city like New York. We have to tolerate things that we don't like, and luckily we can always, and I feel very fortunate that we can always turn the other cheek, and we don't have to pay not one bit of attention to something that we don't necessarily like. So what is the lesson that we can learn from the topic and the question for today? I think the lesson is pretty much simple. Is that if we see something, whether it's graffiti or whether it's could be a mural on a wall, and if we don't have to necessarily look at it. We could either be inspired by it or we could be turned off by it. And I think that maybe the lesson is that there's a lot of truth in both of it. So I think so. Basically, I think, ladies and gentlemen, is that it could be like a lose-lose situation over here. I don't know if there's any war to be fought on. I don't know if there's any war to be fought on it. If it's going to continue, it's going to continue. But I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you for joining. I hope that this was really helpful, and I hope that I made it a fun-filled video for my fellow artists out there, especially if you happen to be graffiti artists yourself. And remember, if you have any topics that you'd like for me to talk to you about, please feel free to shoot me a message and the question along with it, and I'll be more than happy to read it. And please subscribe to me at Art of Peter Bell. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Until next time.